Hey guys, how's it going? I'm back with another video of PUBG, and in this video I'll be giving you a few tips on how to improve your gameplay. Now, I'm not a pro, but over the many weeks of playing the games, I have learned a few things and I would like to share to you guys. So let's begin. The first tip is to use headphones or headset. For me, I just use a normal headphone and bump my volume up all the way until I can hear myself punch and also hear my own footsteps. The headphones allows you to have a head start in the game by telling you the direction, how far the people are, whether they are on the top floor or first floor, also if they are on crouch or prone going near you or somewhere. As you can see on this clip, I heard that the gunshots are this area. I just don't know whether they are on top floor or first floor, maybe outside. I just heard him run across the sand and they missed, which allows me to fire a few bullets into him before they can even spot you. Now, like I mentioned a while ago, the headphones let you know whether someone is nearby. It also tells you what they're doing, so you can hear that the guy opened the door, which gives you an idea of what they're gonna do next. Another thing that's good about using headphones is that you'll be able to know where and how far to look by how strong the gunshots are. I heard that the shots are quiet, so I know they're far. The next clip shows a very good example of why you should use a headphone. As you can see, if the guy ahead of me was using headphones, he would have known where I am, would have waited for me and shot me. This guy had no clue that there were even people near him. So, use headphones. Tip number 2, your sensitivity. Now, I'll show you guys what my sensitivity settings are. That way you can copy it if you want. But I would advise you guys to actually customize your own sensitivity settings in a way that you are comfortable with them, because my settings might not be for you. Now the sensitivity controls how much you can look, whether you are in free view or using a scope. And also, as you can see, the stronger the scope is, the lesser the sensitivity is. That way you can have more control on targets at a further distance. Now for my free look, I like to have at least 180 degrees of movement whenever I move my thumb across the screen from side to side. That way you don't have to move your thumb many times just to see where the enemies are. And for the scopes, I actually had to play around adjusting their sensitivity to suit my taste. If you look back a few seconds in the video, you would see that the hollow and the red dot has the most sensitivity, meaning that you have a greater field of vision whenever you swap your thumb. Whereas if you change it to a stronger scope, like a ×3, the field of vision is actually less, to be able to have more control. So yeah, try different scopes, try to feel how they work, customize their sensitivity to your preference, and let the magic work. Tip 3 would be your controls. This will allow you to move your character the way you want it to, whether it be jumping, firing, or running. If you're new to the game will give you a default setting or control. This is what it looks like. It's pretty decent. It does allow you to do whatever you want to do, and it does the job. But if you feel like your hand is getting tired or painful whenever you play after just a few rounds, then maybe it's time to actually customize it. Also, let's say there's an enemy on the car or by the car, and it happens that the buttons are covering the area, then it's actually a problem because you won't be able to see it, and they can probably see you and shoot you. Now here's the fun part, because you can actually customize your controls so that you can see them. Now I play on an iPhone, meaning that the screen is smaller than an iPad. Tailored my customization on it so that my hand is resting nice on the screen, and also I can use 3 fingers at the same time. I even changed the transparency, that way I can see people even if they're covered by the buttons, and even change their size, that way I don't miss them. As you can see, I'm trying to cover the car with the buttons and I can still see it clearly. So it's not a bad idea to look into it. Tip 4 would be your brightness and your graphics. I would suggest that whenever you're playing the game, you should increase the brightness of the screen, that way you can see people clearer. Now it doesn't show that the brightness of the screen is changed on this. Not sure why, but I can definitely see the change. Now this is what I normally have for my graphics. I always put the frame rate at high, leaving the graphics up smooth. You don't really need to put the graphics on high, it's more of just for show. It doesn't really affect the gameplay. Unlike different games where the graphics actually matter, on this, it doesn't really change anything that much. You can still see people the same distance, no matter what graphics you use. Also, for the style, I just go for colorful. That way the colors will pop out, you can see people sneaking in the grass, or peeking out of a window. One more point is that if you use high graphics, it will actually cause the phone to get hot quicker, which can cause lag. And you don't want that happening in the middle of a fight. The next tip is to play aggressive. Practicing to play aggressive is going to be helpful in the long run, because once the circle starts to become smaller, you would encounter more people, meaning that you will have to engage in more battles. It would also teach you how, where, and when to attack. In tough situations, it's better to know exactly what to do, and having practiced playing aggressive before will teach you to plan and execute your next move. Your reaction times will also improve by doing this, whereas if you are one of those people who likes to camp, I'm not saying that it's a bad thing, but you will not be equipped with the skills to go against pro players. During random squads, I have actually played with a few campers, where most of them like to stay either laying on the grass or in a house, waiting for unsuspecting targets to approach them. But during the final circles, when they are forced to engage people, a lot of them panic and make mistakes. I'm not saying that I'm perfect and win every game, but all I'm saying is that if you practice playing aggressive, you'll have the experience to be able to deal with these type of situations. Also, when I say playing aggressive, I don't mean go in the open and start shooting everyone. You need to plan ahead. Stick with your team if need be, and also communicate if you can. The next tip is to use peek and fire. I see a lot of people who would just stand in the open and shoot, leaving themselves vulnerable, but if you use peek and fire, you would greatly reduce the surface area and they will not be able to shoot you as much. Here's an example why you should peek. As you can see where this guy was just sitting there in the open waiting for me to shoot him. Alright, so I guess that's it from me. I hope you guys take in the tips I've given you. If you already know them and do them, then great. But if you didn't know them, then even better, because you guys can do it and improve your gameplay. This is just me messing around. But if you liked the video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below. I'm out. Peace.